Machinima that is creating 3D animated films with games on your computer or console. Here to explain it all, please welcome Paul Marino. Hey, Paul.
Hey, Kevin.
How's it going?
Oh, very good.
Now, I'll have to say the first time I ever heard of Machinima was a few months ago.
Okay.
I saw that red versus blue thing that was going around the internet.
Yep.
For everyone at home, what is Machinima?
Machinima is animated filmmaking within a virtual 3D real-time environment. Basically using computer games to record scenes as if you would with a camcorder.
So you're actually playing the game. So you'd fire up a game on your computer,
right?
And using some type of software, whether the game has an built-in recording feature,
exactly,
or a third-party tool, you would actually set up, rather than playing the game and fighting and killing, you kind of set up the characters and record what they're doing, edit together, and create a movie around it.
Exactly. It's like setting up to use a term, a puppet show to a certain degree. Only you're using this really elaborate and engaging environment, this really visually rich environment to create a whole scene. And because it's using the game technology, you get to benefit from all the things that you can do with the game, which is create new characters, create whole new worlds, and things like that. It's really amazing stuff.
So give me an example of how you would set something like this up. Say someone wanted to create their first movie using these characters. Is there an application that they would use?
Sure. There's Machinimation, which is a application created by Fountainhead Entertainment, is a really great, simple software to just get started. I actually have a demo of it in my book so that people wanting to get involved with Machinima can just jump right in and get into Machinima using Machinimation.
Okay, so what is this right here we're looking at?
This is Machinimation software. We're in a set, so to speak, and right now we have a character in this set, and we can see that this character will actually play through. Now I'm just going to play the character, and you'll see him run through. Now I already did this character running through the scene, but we don't have any cameras set up yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a camera real quick, just to give a sense of how this filmmaking approach works. So I'm going to zoom up over here, put it, and set up a camera. I'm going to say create camera. Say OK to that, and at this point we've just created a camera. We could preview scene, and you're not going to see anything very much, but you just see him run past
you
camera.
just changed the point of view with the camera. This reminds me of like a Maya or a 3D type application, except it's all pre-rendered and ready to go.
Right, exactly. And because it's all pre-rendered, or it's rendered in the environment, it's like filmmaking. You don't really need to render anything. You just record on the fly. But what I'm going to do now, similar to that, is put in a second camera, just to kind of show you the power of how this
is that the first camera right there in the center
exactly.
that we saw?
You can see the first camera there, as you pointed out. And there's actually two cameras already. But we're going to go back and show and just put together a second camera here. And now we'll have this camera to show a different point of view from the scene itself.
I see. Now, who can do this? Is this? I mean, what type of game engine are we talking about here? Could I fire up Doom 3 and do the exact same thing, or is this only certain games right now?
It's only certain games, but actually Doom 3 does have a recording element to it. So Fountainhead Entertainment has actually talked about, and I don't know how far along they are, but they've even spoken of putting the Machinimation tools with Doom 3. They're exploring that, but it has a lot of people excited on the Machinima front.
So I mean, can you edit these scenes together? I mean, once you have this character running, then can you add another character and go back into that timeline and say, okay, I want them to jump in front of the character? Is that how it works?
Exactly. That's one way it can work. Like, just as you're saying, I could actually come in here and add a second character that would, choreograph to this character. So I would say add a recording, say okay, and I'd hit the F5 key, which starts the recording off. We get a little bit of a countdown. As soon as the countdown's clear, we're now recording. You'll see the other character run past, and now I'm going to follow him.
I see.
And now we'll have two characters running in tandem in this shot. I'll say commit, okay.
Now this just looks like you're playing a game of Quake. How would you create a movie around something like this? Would you have to create new sets, or would you bring people on to help you out? I mean, not everyone can create a set, right? Isn't it kind of complex?
It is a bit complex, and it's like filmmaking to a certain degree. You can create a camcorder film, right, where it's just you and your friends in a camcorder creating a film, or like a Steven Spielberg production, it's all about like the production design and getting hundreds of people to contribute their talents to creating a film. So yes, you can create a very simple film just by using something like this, or you can put the time and effort and gather people to produce a larger scoped film.
Where do you see the future of this going? Do you see people creating little miniature movies that are like seen at little film festivals, or?
No, I actually see this. I mean, we see this as a real production approach. I mean, I imagine that people will, in the future, create films using Machinima. It's very kind of to me, very simple, and it's very. I can't think of the word, but it's...
So you're saying like 5 or 10 years from now, when this technology, the engines get better, will someone be able to sit down at home and storyboard out and create their own like Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow right on their computer?
Totally. I mean, what word I was looking for was obvious. Yes, I mean, the software is just moving and accelerating at such a rate as far as its graphical levels and whatnot. We're seeing it to be on par with what the animation that's being created today. So in 5 years' time, that stuff's going to look very much like what we're seeing in Pixar and other effects films and whatnot. So.
Excellent. Well, thanks for taking the time to show us this.
You're very welcome.
And you definitely have to pick up Paul's book if you want to get started on this. It's The Art of Machinima. Really good book. I just thumbed through it. I'm definitely going to hopefully persuade you to keep this one myself. I want to check it out.
Sure thing.
Play with this stuff. Also, if you want to check out some of these movies yourself, he has an article with links to all this stuff available, of course, at thescreensavers.com. Now, coming up, we've rounded up the must-have digital camera accessories that no one should be without. We'll see those a little later. And up next, Virus Watch, information you need to know concerning computer viruses. That's all when the Screensavers continues.